Hello and welcome to my June and July 2021 Illumicrate unboxings. So these boxes actually arrived almost at the same time, like days apart, because they posted them at pretty much the same time. So it was kind of like a mini Christmas getting to open these boxes and see what was inside. And I think that's pretty much the experience that you're going to see me having now, if you just keep watching. Okay. So I already opened up the box and we're going to go straight in. This is Out of the Woods, June 2021. I'm going to pop this up out of the way so I can read it. Okay, so first off, some brown paper. Love that. Then we have this. Oh, this is Holly Black. Intriguing. Oh, looks like a banner. Oh, that's really nice, isn't it? So this is the Darkest Part of the Forest banner, artwork by Abel Clare at Superstar Fighter, officially licensed, featuring the three main characters from The Darkest Part of the Forest, which I have already read. Yay! So I can hang that up and enjoy it straight away. Amazing. Just going to pop that back in its box. Okay, so, oh, it's in a funny order. One of these is the pin. Oh, it looks like there's actually two pins. I'm going to assume this one is the collector's pin because it's smaller. And this one is the other pin. So I'm going to open this one now. Aha, yes, I did get that one the right way around. So this is a wooden pin. Isn't that lovely? Designed by Hannah Hitchman at Hannah Hitchman Art, which is inspired by We Hunt the Flame. As you can see when we go up close, it says The Huntress. It's really beautiful, I love that. Pop that down. The next up, I think we have a jigsaw puzzle based off the fact that it looks very similar to the previous Jigsaw Puzzle box, which was the Folk of the Air puzzle. Piece Your Own Story, Lord of the Rings. I think that's really cute. Here you can see what the puzzle will look like. And here's all the pieces. It's going to be fun. I really need to do the other one as well. Maybe I'll have a puzzle night one night when I'm in all by myself. So this Lord of the Rings puzzle story features artwork by Kelly Chong at afterblossom_art, designed by Chatty Nora at Chatty Nora. Okay, now I'm very excited for the next item because I've already seen lots of pictures of it. Hadn't seen such good pictures of the other stuff, I have to admit, but I'm very excited for this. So this is a lovely water bottle. And it says, "The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep." Robert Frost. It's beautiful. Lovely to have a poetry inspired item as well. It's so nice. I think I may have to start using it straight away, which, you know, I can because I read that poem. Yes, more poetry items please. Much easier to keep up on the poetry TBR, I have to say. There we go, that's lovely, isn't it? And this water bottle was designed by Fez Inkwright at Rosdottir. That's ROSDOTTIR. Next up we have this lovely woodmark which says, "The wood makes monsters of us all." Ashley Poston. That's really beautiful. The artwork is by No One Designs, that's at NO0NE Designs, and it's inspired by Among the Beasts and Briars. Really beautiful, that. Okay, and then we have the book. Look at the sprayed edges on that baby. So this is The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid. Isn't this cover gorgeous? And here we have the author letter / print. This is so beautiful. Oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning. And oh my god, I was not prepared for this. Wow. Wait. That's incredible. Look at that. It makes me want to put it up on the wall and I'll keep it around the book. That is incredible. Wow. Oh wow. Okay, I'm going to pop it back on the book for now. In her forest-veiled pagan village, Evike is the only woman without power, treated like an outcast due to her corrupted bloodline. So when soldiers arrive from the Holy Order of Woodsmen to claim a girl for the king's blood sacrifice, Evike is betrayed by her fellow villagers and surrendered. When monsters attack the Woodsmen and their captive en route to the capital, they slaughter everyone but Evike and the cold, one-eyed captain. But she soon learns he's no ordinary woodsman. He's Gaspar Barani, the disgraced prince, whose cruelly zealous brother plans to seize the throne and instigate a reign of religious persecution and ethnic cleansing. With no one else to rely on, Evike and the captain form a tenuous pact to stop his brother. As their mission takes them from the bitter northern tundra to the smog-choked capital, their mutual loathing slowly turns to affection. But trust can easily be betrayed, and as Evike reconnects with her estranged father and discovers her own hidden magic, she and Gaspar must decide where their loyalties really lie. That's so beautiful. Pop that up over here in the box. Right, time for the pin. I'm really excited to see what this is. Oh wow, that's really beautiful. So as usual, this is by Stacey McEvoy, and it's inspired by the coin that Evike always carries. Interesting. I'm very intrigued to learn the history of this when I read the book. So there we go. That's the June box. Let's carry on and see what's inside the July one. Right, on with July. Let's have a look inside. So, this month's theme was Never Enough. And we've got ourselves some more brown paper. Okay, oh, right. I'm thinking I'm going to go in for the mug. Everybody's always very excited about the mug. And this says, Between Us mug. The artwork is, as usual, by Rosie Fawns at Rosie Fawns 88. And features a papercraft design inspired by the Hobby War. That is beautiful, and I definitely want to read the Hobby War, so I'm really excited to have this mug. Oh, we have a book plate for In the Ravenous Dark, which was, the April book, I think. So I'll pop that in there. Then we have a book sampler for the Upper World, which I was actually reading about earlier. I think it's set in Peckham, so I'm really excited about that. I definitely want to read this. Yeah, South London. That's my area. Right, let's go for this small box next. Oh. This is a pocket mirror. There you go. You can see the tripod and the camera lens. Oh, and me. Just a little bit of my shoulder there. So this is Dorian Gray inspired. The artwork is by Tia Kinsman at Tia Kinsman Art. It says, while Dorian Gray can't gaze upon his portrait, you can definitely gaze upon yourself in this pocket mirror. I love that that it opens up, because if I have a pocket mirror that doesn't open up like that, it inevitably gets scratched. That's brilliant. I really, really like that. Good design. Okay, next up I'm going to go for this big white box here. This is such a unique item, oh my god. So this is a bust of Lila Bard from A Darker Shade of Magic, artwork by Avondale. Look at the details on that, that's amazing. I love the hair, it's really impressive. That's really cute. I wonder if I could decorate it by, like, I don't know, making a wig for it. Or something. That would be quite funny, wouldn't it? Okay, next up, I think some more framed art. I say more because I got something similar in a previous Illumicrate box. So this features artwork by Merwild at Merwild & Co. and was designed by Crown and Fable. And it features 3 characters from Red Rising. That's very cool. I love how solid these frames feel, like really chunky. Well, I found the pin, I'm just going to leave that aside for now. And then we have a fan. Just what you need when it's getting hot again. So this is a beautiful fan. Artwork by Feifei Ruan, overall design by Illumicrate. And this was inspired by Descendant of the Crane, which was a previous Illumicrate book, which I haven't got around to reading yet. So keep this safe, and then when I've read it, I can use it. It's so beautiful. It says, no night was perfect for treason, but this one came close. Now it's time for the book. I'm so excited about this. This cover feels so soft. Oh my god. I'm gonna carefully move the box back a bit. It's like that sort of kind of like, oh, it's really hard to describe. That's sort of like, I don't know what they do to it, but it's just really soft. Anyway, so this is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. A glorious retelling of the rise of the Ming dynasty's first emperor. And look at those fabulous sprayed edges and this sort of sunset effect from like the dark orange to the yellow. Ah, oh, so beautiful, so beautiful. Such a stunning edition. So inside is a signed book plate. I'll pop that out of the way just for now. And look at these end papers. Oh, like they carry on with the sprayed edges. Oh, so cool. Look at that. And, oh, again, this seems to be the thing for Illumicrate books now. It's like they keep upping the ante. First they like sprayed edges, and they like stenciling, having a design on the hardback itself, and now they're like, you know what, let's put some artwork on the other side of the dust jacket. That's so cool. Wow. And speaking of designs on the hardback itself, we have this wonderful dragon design that says she didn't just want greatness, she wanted the world. Beautiful. Wow. So, here's the blurb. Can she outwit her destiny and rise as high as she can dream? In a famine-stricken village on a dusty yellow plain, a seer shows 2 children their fates. For the boy, greatness. For the girl, nothingness. In 1345, China lies under harsh Mongol rule. For the starving peasants of the Central Plains, greatness is only found in stories. The Zhu family is mystified as to how Zhu Chongba, their 8th-born son, will achieve his lofty future. But for a daughter, no matter how clever or capable, an early death would be no surprise.
Yet when a bandit attack orphans the two children, it's Ju Chongpa who dies. Desperate to survive, his sister steals his identity to enter a monastery. There, disguised as a male novice, Ju learns she can be ruthless to avoid her fate. But when her sanctuary is destroyed, Ju is cast back into the war-torn world. To change her ending, there's only one thing she can do: claim her brother's destiny as her own.
I thought I'd move the wet box out of the way before I got to the pin, because otherwise it's going to knock the bust off the table. So here we have the enamel pin by Stacey McEvoy-Corn. And it says this was inspired by the title of the book. Isn't that beautiful? So, there we go. Now along to future me, who has read both books. So, that actual opening part of the unboxing was filmed a few weeks ago, and I've now read both books, and I really enjoyed both of them. So first off, I'm going to talk about The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid. This was just, this was a really interesting magical story. What I really liked about it was the presence of 3 different religions. So this was sort of as the pagan religion that EVK's been brought up in. There's the kind of like Christian, I guess, kind of religion where there's one single god, and he's very strict and has all these rules that is kind of spreading across the region, and that is the government sanctioned religion. And then there is also a religion based on Judaism, and they all have, what was really interesting is that they all have their own forms of magic, and maybe I would have liked to know just a little bit more about how they all worked, because it was kind of like the same magic but in different ways. And there did seem to be some kind of underlying link between them that I would have really liked kind of to explore, that kind of how that multiplicity of theology and belief systems kind of works in terms of magic. It kind of implied that people could draw on all of them, possibly. But kind of the mechanics of that wasn't explained. But I really, really loved that there were these 3 different religions in the story, and that they all had magic, and that one wasn't privileged over the other. They all were interesting in their own ways. The kind of like the main religion that's kind of taking over was accurately represented as having followers that were very strict and wanted to stamp out other religions. But you know that by the end of the book you learn that that's not necessarily the case for everybody who follows it. I just thought that was really, really interesting. This book was way more horrific than I expected it to be. Way more horrific. And you know what? I loved it. I loved the really gruesome bits. Now I'm somebody who doesn't really like horror. I like spooky books. I enjoy sort of like thrillers with a dark atmosphere. But anything gross, I'm normally like, no way. But I actually really enjoyed it. I made the story so much more visceral and real, despite the fantasy setting. And I really enjoyed that. I was reading in the Illumicrate Discord the kind of people's comments on the read along, and a lot of people didn't like the romance in this, but I really, really enjoyed it. I liked the kind of building tension and the slow burniness of it all. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, a great pick for Illumicrate, and reading this book was just an absolute pleasure because it's so beautiful, and I kept opening it up to peek at the pictures on the back of the dust jacket. Yes, beautiful reading experience. I loved it. I also really, really enjoyed She Who Became the Sun. I think I preferred She Who Became the Sun just a teensy little bit, maybe, because I just liked how it was had multiple perspectives and how the story kind of all slowly came together. So as you know from a blurb, this is about a girl who kind of tries to take her brother's fate and aspire to greatness. So it's kind of set in a time in China where there is a lot of warring going on. There's rebel factions. There's the current empire trying to maintain control, and she kind of gets swept up in this. But there are also other characters who also kind of get overwhelmed by everything that's going on and going to roles. And what I really liked was how it kind of talked about what it means to desire something. It talked about fate. It talked about ethics. It was very moral, and also kind of like The Wolf and the Woodsman, but less so. There was some really horrific, dark stuff happening in this book. So, you know, don't be fooled by the shininess of the cover. There are some bits which are pretty grim, but it was absolutely absorbing, and I really enjoyed reading it. Once I started, I really struggled to put it down and, you know, do my job and go to bed and all that kind of other stuff. Obviously I had to, and so it did take me a couple of days to finish it because it's quite chunky. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to find out what happens next, because I believe this is the first in a trilogy. Yeah, I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as the Jasmine Throne so far this year. The Jasmine Throne has been a real winner for me. Absolutely adored that book, but it's definitely a series that I will enjoy carrying on reading. I believe that this was a standalone. I'm very intrigued by the setting though, so if the author writes anything else set in this world or a similar one, especially if it deals with religion again, because I just found that those aspects absolutely fascinating, I would definitely like to read it. So yeah, I really enjoyed both of these books. Thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. And if you're looking for something new to read, why not check out my novella, Unlucky in Lockdown? It's free. You'll see me again soon. Bye!